Audio Jungle.
Suspected gangsters to be retried for killing cop's 2-year-old daughter. Two men who were reportedly among a group of armed gangsters who shot and killed a toddler in Auguston, St. Andrew in 2007 are to be retried on February 17 in the Home Circuit Court. Agent Tamlinson and Aaron Chambers are to be retried for the murder of 2-year-old Tara Lewis, the daughter of a policeman, following a huge retrial in 2008. The new trial date was scheduled on Monday, when the accused appeared before Justice Linton Pusey. A trial readiness hearing has also been scheduled for February 11. The two defendants who are on bail were tried along with the now deceased Roisin Ellis and Dante Tate. Prosecutors led evidence that about 2 a.m. on March 19, 2007, armed thugs invaded the house where the child lived in Augustown. Thugs sprayed the child and her relatives with bullets while they slept. The child's 23-year-old mother and her 6-year-old brother were among those injured. Two teenagers were also injured in the attack. The attack, according to investigators, was ordered by an area leader who had an argument with a member of the family. The four men initially tried for July 5 to August 13, 2010. However, a retrial was ordered after a 12-member jury had failed to reach an unanimous verdict. The jury voted 10-2 after considering the case. At the time of the verdict, there was an amendment to the Jury Act which makes provision for the court to appeal majority verdicts of some categories of murder. The amendment was effected on July 27, but neither trial justice, Justice Courtney Day, nor prosecutor Kitty Pike had been aware that the law had been paused, which would have allowed them the conviction of the men. The amendment to the Jury Act, which came as part of the government's anti-crime package, abolished the need for unanimous verdicts in murder trials and made provision for majority verdicts as long as 9 members of the jury vote for a conviction or acquittal. The amendment makes provision for the majority of the verdicts to be accepted in the murder cases which are not likely to attract the death penalty. But unanimous verdicts are still required in cases including the murder of members of the security forces, judicial officers, correctional officers, all acting in the execution of their duties, in the murder witnesses, and any murder committed in the course of a furtherance of an act involving violence and is calculated to create a state of fear in the public or any section of the public. Man charges attempted murder of teen girl in Spanish Town remanded. Kevin McCollum, who is charged for shooting and beating a teenage girl over the reported theft of money, was remanded when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court. McCollum, 32, of Beacon Hill in Thompson Pen, Spanish Town, is facing charges of attempted murder, one with intent, assault at common law, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Attorney at law Donahue Martin told the court that he is confused by the police. Presiding Judge Yvette Wentworth Miller told the attorney that she inclined to send the matter to its proper jurisdiction when he can address his concerns. Allegations are that around 10 p.m. on Tuesday, February 13, 2024, a woman brought the teenage girl to McCollum to be reprimanded over theft of money from a dwelling. McCollum allegedly beat the girl and brandished a handgun, which he reportedly pointed at her before discharging a round that injured her head. The complainant was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital and subsequently to the Kingston Hospital for treatment of her injuries. An investigation was conducted by the Spanish Town Police, which led to McCollum's arrest. He was subsequently charged. Controversy over psychological testing for students. A cease and desist order has been served on an overseas-based counseling professional who had been slated to administer a raft of mental diagnostic tests to primary and high school students from February 5 to 25 after concerns were raised about her competencies by local experts. But the counseling professional, Dr. Lisa Hall, says she has no intention of cancelling her plans. The initiative, which is being spearheaded by the local lobby group Global Charity for All and St. Catherine Justices of the Peace JP Association, was to see Dr. Hall, who they have described as a psychologist and community physiotherapist, offering free psychological testing for primary and high school students in several parishes over the period. Those services include clinical interviews, mental status examinations, vocabulary subtests, computation subtests, and the Bencher Visual Motor Gesture Test, second edition, which gives a description of visual perception, on motor function, general and behavioral observations, among others. However, according to reporters, regulatory body the Council of the Profession Supplementary to Medicine, based on the concern raised by Jamaican Psychological Society, wrote to Hall indicating that she has been barred from conducting any tests here, given that she was not qualified to carry out those procedures. Hall's resume, a copy of which was obtained by reporters, says she earned a Master of Science in Psychology from Capri University in 2014 and a Doctorate of Philosophy in Research Psychology from Walden University in 2022. According to sources, Hall was registered here as a licensed professional counselor, despite a license which had been issued to her has classified her as a psychologist. The sources also claim that the absence of an evidence of practicum experience or internship for her master's and doctorate degree have been classified as red flag by the experts in the field here. Her background is busy social work. She is a clinical social worker, but she has been doing this for years in Jamaica. This only came to our attention because we are paying a lot more attention. We have some challenges. There is no one person who can do so many things and deal with so many children. And what happens after you have dealt with them? One expert with whom the paper spoke questioned. Those are the challenges we have. We may be poor, but there is a way that we deal with our children and make sure that they are healed and helped and not harmed. She is doing a noble thing, but the competencies that are there will not allow her to do half of what she's undertaking, the individual said, adding that Hall has been given adequate notice to allow her to cancel her plans. But Hall, when asked by reporters on Monday if she intended to continue with her plan, despite the controversy, said, "Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I would be doing it if I didn't know what I was doing. If I wasn't qualified to do it, I wouldn't. All of us tests are computerized. You put the information from the child and the parent, you document, and you put it into the system, and it gives you the results. Yes, you have to be degreed, and yes, you have to have the training, but all the tests are computerized," she insisted. "Tell them stop being a hater. They don't have to worry about what I am qualified to do. Come and sit with me and see what I am doing. No, don't get it wrong. I'm not saying that I can just come to Jamaica and do what I want to do. No, ma'am," she stated. She was also quick to point out that this has not been her first venture. "Last year, I saw about 80 kids. The parents they came in, they pretty much knew what was happening to their children, but they just did not have the verification. Their parents were very pleased," Hall told reporters. She, however, said this year would see her wrapping up activities under her non-profitable organization, RHI, in Jamaica. According to Hall, who said she started her work in Jamaica some 10 years ago by providing prosthetic limbs for children, she intends to host a senior citizen ball for some Jamaicans next year when she returns. Last week, president of the Global Charity for All, Joseph the Police, Cleon Porter, told reporters that the demand for the sessions, which are slated to be offered to students in St. Catherine area at the Youth Initiative Center at Edgewater, Portmore, has gone beyond the parish. Based on the responses we're getting, it's not only going to be in St. Catherine, but other schools, like the YMCA Kingston, want us to come there and do their entire school population, and other schools in St. Elizabeth and Manchester want us to come, Porter told reporters. There is a need in Jamaica for students to get tested psychologically so that they can move on to different schools. The waiting list is very long in Jamaica, and some parents have to wait for all a year to get these kinds of testing, and when they even get through, it's very expensive. So this is now a breath of fresh air, a kind of relief for these parents, noted Porter. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.